Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Mario & Luigi SuperStar Saga. I am deeply sorry about the lack of videos for the past few days. Some things came up, and internet was like, lol, nope. So, I will be trying to make that up to you in the near future. Maybe with a double Let's Play, I don't know. I have a few plans for future Let's Plays based on things I have left in my, Wii and Wii U library. Speaking of things added to my library, I spent far too much money at the Steam sale. Oh my god. And the sad part was, like, so many of the things I wanted weren't, like, 50% on, like, 50% off or more. Like, some of the major titles I was like, I'm getting this no matter what, were only, like, 30% off. Or 33% off. Those major titles being Space Base DF9 and Blaze Blue Calamity Trigger. So numerous things. I just opened up like 2 cans of worms at the same time. Let's start with the Space Base talk. It appears that you need like an oxygen recycler like per room or something, because like I'd have 45 oxygen capacity and like 22 people, and they'd be running around screaming, incapable of doing even the most simplest of tasks because there wasn't enough oxygen in the room. Oh no! So my thinking of that, so my thinking to solve this problem, not sure if it's a bug or not, is to just make the hallways life support, which sort of complicates things because now my hallways have to be like twice the size, well, twice the width. But that should theoretically be able to pump oxygen into the required. Another reason it might have not worked so great was because I had like one large residency room, and like everyone would go in and like sleep, and then they'd have to run out because of oxygen, and then they'd go back in and try and sleep again. So yeah, it appears you can't just make a giant room with like 15 space beds. I love how the throwing chomp just comes back to him. It's like, hey, I'm back! It's interesting to play fetch with a chain chomp because they are both the ball and the dog. Anyways, have you ever noticed in like games like Dwarf Fortress and Space Base, and sort of that, like, your most important resource is people, and your biggest threat is like an attack of any sort, because people just die so quickly. Like, I got this another game which is Dwarf Fortress X-esque, and it's Gnome Moria. So it's essentially Gnome Fortress. And like, I had this one guy. He was done up in armor. He had a sword. He goes up to this soil golem. I'll repeat that: soil golem. And you know, it sort of escalates to a point in which everyone dies. A zombie did come after a certain point, but you know, you think with 12 gnomes you'd be able to survive? Question mark. But that's not even the worst bit of combat. There was this one game. There was this honey badger. And let me tell you, my god, was he overpowered. So I get like the squad of 5 after him, right? So they start attacking him. So they die. And like the honey badger is blinded, and like bleeding a bit, but like it's nothing serious. He's still walking around. So like I assign everyone else to the military thing, and they come, and some of them die. And you want to know how this honey badger died? Well, you see, being blind and surrounded by gnomes trying to punch it to death, it couldn't really get to some water within time, and it died of thirst. You think 10 gnomes would be able to kill a honey badger before it died of thirst? Nope. Oh god, nope. So the trick to that game is turtle like there is no turtle like there is no tomorrow. Walls everywhere. Torch all the underground caverns. And well, I haven't gotten to this point, but I'd assume get some metal going on while putting up the torches. And once you got that, make a wrench, make a tinker's and engineer's bench, and build freaking traps freaking everywhere, and then you can deal with enemies. And like, I think it'd be less frustrating if you were playing Dwarf Fortress, because one, dwarves can live, and two, dwarves make things faster. It's day like 17 and they finally have the work, like the carpenter set up. And like is the one thing you can make within like an orderly amount of time is a crude workbench, and there you can make a chair, a plank, a workbench, and a chisel. That is it. You have to use the chisels, the chairs, and the workbenches, all of which cost a lot of planks, except for the chisel, which just costs 1 raw stone. Chisel is by far the most easy thing to get. All of those, and like they have to craft each plank individually before they do anything. What was I saying? So it takes a really long time for them to get any sort of workshop up. It just took so bloody long. This probably took me longer to solve than it really should have. I was thinking going faster. I completely forgot about the thing. That was, yeah, here, try using the flame tickle. Anyways, Blaze Blue Calamity Trigger. It's a lot different than Continuum Shift 2 on the 3DS. Going back into the British accent again. Because on a computer you have a lot more buttons. But a lot more buttons does not necessarily mean easier play. And so, like on the 3DS, I could at least go into technical style and do like a Hell's Fang, maybe a Gauntlet Hades. I'm not entirely sure about that. But on the computer one, I'm stuck using whatever the hell they map to, like 4 different buttons. So for say Ragna, when playing, I have access to Gauntlet Hades, Infernal Divider, Soul Eater, and the heavy attack. And that's essentially it. I only played with Ragna and Tau for the time being. I may just end up getting a controller just for that game. Just make it more playable. Then, few other games. I got like quite a few games. There's this one game, it's called Blade Kitten, and I think that the icon alone on my desktop is worth the money I paid. The game is sort of like an extra. And it's really an odd game. It's like incomplete is the word I'm going to use, but I'm sure that would offend somebody. Here, I cannot discern which Wendy is Wendy, so I decided to go to... That's why I had that as a title. Okay, I was looking at it as like, what the hell is weddies? I for the post-commentary things, like, I save them with their title and then do the post-commentary, so like all my titles are a reference to what's going on visually, what I see. So yeah, I guess it's a spoof on the Wendy's franchise. I really like Wendy's. Although I've only ever tried the same thing. I'm the kind of guy that, like, you go into the restaurant for the first time, you look at the menus, like, and then the next time you go, it's like, the thing I had last time, with the same alterations. This is quite literally it. So yeah. What's interesting with Blade Kitten is the things you find as you go through the game. It's like, I'm going through that, and like 2 hours in, I find this little mix-up of the two attack actions you have, which is basically far slash and close slash. I hold down the far slash button, and the sword like goes into the enemy soldier, picks him up while he is impaled, and brings him over to me for me to slash him. And I'm just looking at him and go, oh my god, that must hurt. Like, the weird part is some of them survive it. Actually, most of them survive it. But, yeah. It's an interesting game. They could use a tighter control system. Like, it just goes all over the bloody place. And this may just be my own personal biases, but I think they could sort of modify the aesthetics to look more cute, because like they have when in the icon and for the health and stamina gauges, they play to their strengths of their main character being a cat person, and make it chibi and make it really cute. But then you know, they have like these costumes you can buy, and they're just sort of different looks. I know that's sort of the definition of a costume, but there's no something that you go like, oh, I have to buy this first because it will make her look like totes more cute. This reminds me of the conversation I had with Binary, which leads me to believe that there are in fact two different sorts of cute. There's the Ratchet and Clank cute, and then there's the chibi cat girl with a smile cute. just the fact that I'm talking about two different kinds of cute on camera is just... it threw me off. I also got Enemy Within for XCOM. Should play that a bit more. I had the Newfoundland mission way too early. Also, I'm hemorrhaging soldiers. I should really stop doing that. I think it's because